All right. Welcome to the Zoom. I'm a red personality, so that's why I look like this. Okay. Anyways, okay, this is going to be really interactive, so I need you guys to talk with me here in the chat. Y'all know how I am. I like when you really interact with me. Okay, so Alyssa and I were talking about this, and we have a couple of ideas that we want to do. But first off, I want to know if you guys have seen on TikTok the 75-day challenge. Have you guys seen 75-day challenge? It's like a fitness health situation. Wow, are me and Alyssa the only people on TikTok? Okay, Monica's seen it. Nobody else has seen it. Fantastic. All right, well, yeah, find it and play it. Okay, so we're gonna be doing a challenge. So okay, look, I'm trying to be serious right now. So we're gonna be doing a challenge together. So you guys, I hope y'all are ready. It's gonna be a good one. I think this is really gonna help everybody all together. Do you have the TikTok ready? Okay. Okay, she's gonna play the TikTok in a minute, but I need you guys to stay on because we're gonna do a 30-day challenge together. Don't worry, it's not health and fitness related, but it just gave us the idea to do this, and I think it's gonna be really lit. But first of all, I want to talk to you guys about something that really stuck with me. So if you saw the video that I posted on the team page, let me know. It was Sarah Jake's video, and do you have the video? Okay.
Okay.
Watch this.
Today, I decided to start the 75-day challenge. I'm going to start off by explaining it. It's basically this small checklist. I read 10 pages, progress photo, gallon of water, indoor, outdoor workout, and stick to diet. I just meet that checklist for 75 days. This is my water bottle that I'm going to be tracking with. I fill it up 4 times to meet the gallon requirement. These are the 2 books I'm kind of choosing between. I've browsed through both of them, so I'm leaning more towards the second one, maybe. So I didn't feel like doing a progress photo, so I did a progress video.
Well, that's not the original one, but basically it's like this challenge that you have to stay committed to doing these things. And if you miss a day, you have to like restart from day 1. So you're keeping yourself accountable for doing all these tasks and you're not letting yourself go.
Okay, yes, what Betty's talking about. Okay, so it was like a health and fitness thing, but we were like, imagine, we always talk about this in the business, like imagine if we really stuck to something consistently for 30 days, right? And so we were thinking we'll start with 30 days instead of 75. And we have some ideas for what we're going to do, but what I want you guys to do is help us make sure that everything sounds good, add anything that you guys want to add, because I think that if we all commit to this for 30 days, it's going to be huge. And I was also thinking that we could create little videos that we'll share on the team page where you document yourself doing each task of the day. So maybe you share that you posted, you share that you do your live video, that kind of thing. We'll kind of figure out the details on that part, but I really think that's going to help us all. And so far we were thinking, I'm going to share with you guys what we are thinking about doing in the challenge. But I think it's going to be lit. So this is what we have so far. I'm going to put it in the chat so you guys can see it, and then we can add to it. Exactly. So it's to develop mental toughness. So what they were saying is that, you know, you can, it's things that aren't really that hard to do, but to stick to something every single day for 30 days, no matter how you feel, and actually show up and do it every single day, I think it's going to be huge. So we were thinking so far, if you guys have anything to add, type it in the chat and let us know. But these are all things that are going to grow your business and help you in the long run, and especially sticking with something for 30 days, because the issue is, and drop a 1 in the chat if you've ever done this, but like we stick to something for 3 days and then you don't feel good on the 4th day, so you take a break, and then you do it for the 5th and 6th day, and then you take a 3-day break because you go out of town, and then you stick with it the next day, and it's just chaotic. So if we find something that we're sticking to every single day for 30 days, I think that everybody's going to see a huge difference in their business. So far we're thinking that you would do a post on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. If you do all 3, that would be bonus points, but you need to at least post. Like, post is just the bare minimum of you saying, hey, my business is open. So that would be step 1. Stories on Instagram and Facebook. Stories are so easy that there's literally zero excuse not to have a story up. Like, I don't even know the last time I had an empty story. So that's going to be huge. A live video every single day. That's where I think that people are going to have a little bit of trouble, but that it doesn't have to be long. It can be 2 minutes of you just hopping on there, but live videos are huge. So we're making that one. A post on the team page, because everybody on here, if you're on this Zoom, you're a leader. If once you join this business, you become a leader. It doesn't matter if you have 0 people, 1 person, or 75 people on your team. You're a leader once you show up here. And the more that you show up that way, the more you're going to attract those people to your business. And then 10 host to post. We've seen that that's the magic number. That's how people are enrolling 100 loyal customers a day or whatever. So it's huge. And I think it's really going to make a big difference. And then read for 15 minutes. Okay. And I said read and not watch a video because for me, reading is huge. And the reason that I believe in reading versus watching a video is because reading really requires you to think. You have to sit there, you have to interpret the words. You don't just like empty-mindedly listen to stuff. So, and 15 minutes isn't a long time. Everybody can find 15 minutes. I know that some of you have 75 kids, but like on the toilet, you can read for 5 minutes at a time, but 15 minutes for an entire 24-hour day is not asking a lot. So those are the things that that I have down. And so if you guys have anything that you want to add to that, let us know. We'll finalize it and get like a post on the team page so everyone can go together. But what I was planning on doing is a sticky note. So a sticky note system. So I'm going to write each number on a sticky note 1 through 30, and then put 30 on the top and just peel it off each day, like 29 days to go, 28 days to go. And I think if we're all interacting about this on the team page, it's really going to make a difference because, yeah, the 10 host to post up per day. That's amazing. Awesome, Stephanie. Like it's huge, you guys. And that's just showing up consistently. And that's what we've tried to tell y'all is that this business is not complicated, right? Like it's really not. Like it's just showing up consistently. And that's why people don't make it, because you fall off the wagon. So I think having this challenge 30 days is not asking a lot of anybody. And these aren't like crazy tasks, right? This is all pretty manageable. So if you're in, say I'm in the chat. I think that this will be huge for us. We'll come up with a good name for it, post it, get all the details on the team page. And I think that this will be good for everybody. Alyssa, do you have anything to add to that? Or anybody have anything they want to add?
I just think like having this task list and just staying committed to yourself is going to help you guys go so far. Can I have like a minute just to like tell my story?
Mm-hmm.
If you have anything to say about it? Okay. So like, for example, at conference, I haven't really talked about this much because it's just like something I didn't really want to share because one, I was just disappointed in myself. So last year I promoted to Diamond. I was maintaining for a couple months and I lost my rank. I went down to Ruby, and at conference time, I was actually just paid as a distributor. So that was just something that was really rough to me. And I was like, there's something that has to be done. Like I have to do this change. And if you guys haven't been to a business event, I highly recommend to start saving up and get ready for next year's conference, because you guys, it changed my life, it changed my business, and just being around everybody that has like the same energy and goals as you, it's just so motivating. So right after conference, I was like, okay, like I gotta get to work, like I have to get this done. And within 90 days, I think like 3 months, or yeah, that was 3 months. So I maintained Diamond again, from being paid as a distributor in January to re-ranking Diamond last month. So if you guys stay consistent with your goals, stay consistent with these tasks, there's nothing you can't do. So you can be freaking ambassador by the end of the year if you stick to all your tasks and just follow with what you want to do, instead of being in your head and being so scared to do it. You just have to like run and go do it.
I love it. That's amazing. And honestly, you need to say that like every day, because it's so inspiring, even to me. And I know for a lot of other people, to know that just a couple of months ago, like you were at distributor rank and just decided, I'm going to show up every single day. I'm going to put in the work. And this girl has put in the work, and she's gotten out of her comfort zone. Like I say this all the time, but like, I still cannot get over the first live she did was like 32 seconds. She's like, I'm going to do a training. And I think it was literally like a minute and 35 seconds. And I was like, but you showed up, and now like, these trainings are usually her idea. She's like, hey, we should do a training tonight. And so just getting out of your comfort zone and showing up, you grow so much as a person, and that's when your business is really going to take off. So I think that these are all things that are going to help that happen. And I'm personally really excited about it, because I know for me, I had to be real with myself. I'm like, why are all these people promoting ahead of me? Why are all these people doing more than me? And I'm like, because they're literally doing more than me. You know, they're showing up more than I'm showing up. And I just had to be real with myself and accept that fact, which is really hard for my personality type. But it just came down to the fact that like, these people are showing up more than me. They're doing trainings 4 times a week, and I hate being on Zoom, you know, and once I get here, it's like so exciting. So it's just showing up, and then the rest kind of takes care of itself. So, holy cow, Stephanie. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so excited for you too. So I was listening to Sarah Jakes. Y'all know that's my girl this morning, and she has this YouTube video that she just put up. It was a sermon, and it was called "A Full Circle Moment." And so I watched that this morning, and I wanted to talk to you guys about some of my ideas from there, and then we'll kind of stem off of that with some things that I have you guys do. So if you can get paper and pencil, if not, you can just do this in the notes of your phone in a second. But get paper and pencil if you can. So I'm just going to start by telling you guys what it was all about. So she talks about a full circle moment, and she said, if somebody can put this in the chat, that a full circle moment is when the divine version of you completes something that unbelief started. So when the divine version of you completes something that unbelief started. So when she first said that, I'm like, okay, I kind of get it. And then she went on to explain what it really means. And I was, sorry, something's in my eye, I'm not crying. I was absolutely shook over like the connection that she made. And so there's all kinds of circles in our life when we think about all the different things that we go through and the different things that we've done, like things come full circle. You think about like where Juliana started in the business and where she was at in her life, and comes full circle to where she's at right now with this cute little baby. Hey, Lena Bug. Hey, Lena. Get a girl. Okay. She's so cute. I cannot. But it's a full circle moment. Where I started in the business, totally different. It comes full circle moment. And so, but we get to choose these circles that we're on, right? So there's all different types of circles that we hop on, all different types of cycles that we can hop on. But the cycle of unbelief is what I see a lot of you guys on. So I want you to type in the comments, circle of unbelief. I don't know why I cannot form words. I think I'm highly over caffeinated. Okay, but she said that unbelief leads to wandering. Okay, so wandering, like wandering off. So I think about, like, when I heard this, I was like, God, this is so fitting to the business. I almost feel like she made it for us. So this is what happens at first. You have that first like seed planted in your head of unbelief. Like you get told your first no, or maybe you miss a promotion, or maybe you have a moment where something falls off. So you get that unbelief, and then you start wandering. You start looking at what other people are doing. You start looking at other things going on. So you start wandering. And then wandering leads to distraction, right? So you start looking at those other people, and then you're like so focused on what other people are doing that you're totally distracted. And then distraction leads to desperation, and desperation leads to defeat. And I was like, that is huge, because I'm going to read it again. So unbelief leads to wandering, wandering leads to distraction, distraction leads to desperation, and desperation leads to defeat. So the first time you have that moment of unbelief, and then you start wandering, you start looking at other people, and then you get desperate and you start trying to copy other people, and you get outside of like who you actually are, and then that's when you lose right there. And so she was talking about how you shift that circle to a circle of belief. So right now I want you guys to write down, because we're going to change this. I want you guys to write down one reason that you think that you wouldn't promote this month. So one unbelief that you have about yourself. So I don't know what that is. I don't want to give you all examples because I want it to be true to yourself. I'm going to give you guys like 10 seconds to write down something that you have in your heart that just like gives you that doubt. You know, what is that one doubt that you have? So that one thing that you're like, this is why I can't promote, or you know, like the root of that. Okay. I want y'all to write that down. And then I'm going to tell you guys about the circle of belief. Okay. So belief leads to obedience. And when she really started talking about, I know this is a lot of information because I'm condensing like a 2-hour sermon into like 10 minutes, hopefully. But she started talking about the full circle of belief. Belief leads to obedience. Obedience leads to faith, and faith leads to confidence. And when you guys look at the top leaders, when you guys look at the people who promote, what do they all have in common? Can somebody put in the chat? What do they all have in common? They're confident, right? They're confident. You look at those people on stage and they're confident in who they are. And so I started really tuning in at this point, because I'm like, okay, this is really in line with what we're doing. And so she talks about how her confidence is built off of a history of things working out. So even when you think about all the things that have gone wrong in your life, somehow they worked out to get you to the point where you're at right now. So she said specifically, my confidence is built off the history of God calling me into places that seemed bigger than me, and him coming through for me. I'm confident because the word that sent me has never failed me. There's something special about people that can maintain belief in an environment of unbelief, and our faith needs an opportunity to be put to the test. Stop storing up faith as if the worst thing is going to happen, and start using it every single day in all the little things. with the presence leading you and the evidence holding you. And I was like, whew, like that is a lot. Okay. And so I was talking to, it was Kristen I was talking to the other day, and she was like, I'm starting to get a little bit nervous because I really want to go diamond this month. And I know that I can do it because people have done it in shorter time, but I'm just starting to have that doubt. And so when I was hearing her talk about this, I was like, everybody needs to have this moment where you shift that circle of unbelief and change it into belief. Because every single moment that you've had where you doubted that you were going to make it through, or you doubted that you were going to accomplish something, or you doubted that something was going to work out, you're here right now. So it's clearly worked out. And so we have to start standing on that evidence that things have worked out, that things can happen, that miracles can happen, and that we can get this done. So that really stuck with me, and I'm going to read you guys the last part that was on there, and then let Alyssa add in what she has to do, and then we'll do some housekeeping at the end. So she said, there are seasons to walk and there are seasons to shout. You're not going to be walking forever. There's going to be a moment for you to shout, but save your voice. Don't use your voice trying to prove everything to everyone. You've been talking and walking, and you need to save your voice and walk. The best testimonies take time to perfect. They don't happen overnight. You got to walk this thing out. The same God that put the promise under your feet is now leading you to walk. And so that to me said, like, even right now, even me, that I have pretty good confidence in myself, I still have this moment right now where I'm like, dude, I really messed up the first 2 weeks of this month. I could have been putting in a lot more work. Okay, if you could have been putting in a lot more work this month, I want you guys to drop a 1 in the comments, because I say this to myself every month. I'm like, why do I wait till the 15th to start showing up? But like, I feel like I could have been doing a lot more. So that immediately starts planting that seed of doubt. And what did she say in the beginning? That doubt leads to wondering. And then I start thinking, am I even going to be able to make it? And then wondering leads to distraction. And I'm like, kind of, what's the point? Might as well go ahead and just wait till next month. And then that distraction leads to desperation, and desperation leads to defeat. And as soon as you decide in your mind, I'm not going to make it, that's where you mess up. So we're changing that cycle to a cycle of belief. That belief leads to obedience. And obedience is following that word and that guidance that says, you can do this. You can show up and you can show out and you can give me the glory, and we can make this thing happen. And obedience leads to faith, and faith leads to confidence, because your faith shouldn't be in you doing this on yourself, right? So what she was talking about, that last part that really stuck with me, is what she was talking about is that every single day in all the little things, we have to have faith to believe that God is going to show up and make this happen, or whatever you believe in is going to show up and make this happen, because it's actually not even all on you. And I think that that's when we really lose it, is that we're believing in only our own ability to do this, when we can use faith in this. And I find myself sometimes thinking like, God has bigger fish to fry than my business. Okay. And I'm wondering if I'm the only person. So drop a 2 in the comments if you've ever thought that. But I sometimes struggle to like pray about my business a lot, because I'm like, okay, like, this is my money, is that really something that I really pray about to God? But like, the things that he can do with like a platform that you can create like this, we've seen it happen. And just like, even within our team, like, how many of you guys have grown closer to your faith because of this business? I have, so he can do huge things with this. And so there's no reason that why you shouldn't pray over your business. And when she said that, like, you need to show up every day and use faith in something every single day so that you can train your faith to believe in huge things, I was like, all right, I'm gonna start praying about my business, because even though I feel like that's not something I need to bring to the table, if it's something I'm doing, then I need to be praying about it. So that really stuck with me, and hopefully you guys picked up something from that. I definitely recommend watching the original video, because obviously Sarah Jakes is better than I am, but it's like an hour and it's totally worth it. It's called Full Circle. Alyssa, do you have anything to add to that, or anyone?
So going based off like what you said, like, you have to believe in yourself, you guys. Confidence is such a big part when it comes to this business. Like, when I started, I was not very confident, but I still showed up and tried to do the best I could. But the moment I started being confident in what I was doing is when the tables turned and everything just started getting way better. It's okay to doubt yourself. Like, yeah, everyone has their moments, but you have to be in a position to know like what you're going to do is like what you're going to do. So you have to believe in yourself and your goals, and you can be scared about your goals. Like, trust me, I'm absolutely terrified about my goals that I'm running after, but it's a good kind of scared. You have to have that confidence in it, and being scared is like all part of the routine, but just believe in yourself no matter what. And doing self-development every single day is going to help you guys. I can't like preach that enough. If you guys aren't doing self-development, you need to, because you can't pour into your team, you can't pour into anybody else if you're feeling empty yourself. So if you haven't started doing self-development, please do it tonight. And just trust me, it'll help your business in so many ways.
Yes, I love that. And I just feel like I think that we need to really make these Zooms more regular, because every time I'm on here and I see all y'all's faces, I'm like, okay, I got to show up and I got to make this happen. So who was it that told us we should journal at night, Alyssa? I already forgot. You'll know, I can't remember.
It was Cammie.
Cammie, yes. Jesus. Yeah, Cammie was saying that we should journal at night too. And so I always do the Monday through Friday AM journaling. And then I decided that we should read this book together. So I posted on the team page. It's called Chase a Lion. I've read it like twice. One good thing about me having a terrible memory is that I can read a book over and over, and that's like the first time I ever read it because I already forgot it. But I do know that this really left like a huge impression on me. So instead of doing like a complete journaling series at night, since I have the book that we're following in the morning, at night I'm going to aim for 9:30 p.m. I'll post everything for sure on the team page. But we'll do 10 minutes of journaling, and then I'll read this for 15 minutes. So those of you that can't buy the book, I'll have it. But if you have it, the link is on the team page, or you can just get it off Amazon. I think it'll be great for you to have it, because if you can't show up to the video or whatever, but 10 minutes, we'll journal in the beginning, and then I'll read for 15 minutes, and that'll be my 15 minutes of the day. So if you guys want to show up for that and just follow along, or if you can't show up and you can just read on your own time. But this book is amazing, and it really goes with our new theme. So I feel like it's going to be really, really good for us to tune in to the book together. So if you're in with that, drop book club in the comments. But I'm really excited to read with you guys. And one thing that I'll do too is when I read the 15 minutes every night, I'll kind of let you guys know what pages we read that night. That way, if you can't hop on, you can catch up, and then we'll kind of chat about like what we gathered from the pages. So I think that'll be really good for us to do together. I think everything that we can do together to really lean in on each other and grow together as a team is going to be super beneficial. So I'm really excited about this. I think this is going to be good. I'm excited about the 30-day challenge. What I'm thinking is that tonight I'll chat with everybody, because we just kind of sprung this, like I only talked to Alyssa about it like right before this. So we'll chat about it, get a solid plan, and then somebody will go live in the morning and we'll start tomorrow. So if you guys are in for that, drop 30 in the comments. And then Alyssa, I have a song ready if you want to do the last thing, or if there's anything else anybody wants to say before we finish up. Anybody.
Yeah, I was just going to say, to bounce off of you two, which by the way, you guys killed this. It was much needed. But one thing that I always remember when it comes to business and just life in general is that people are going to take you as seriously as you take yourself. So that's where the confidence comes in. That's what we really talked about tonight. And it's just, you've got to take yourself seriously. All of you are so worthy. You are so capable. And just take yourself seriously. Wake up every morning and be like, I'm going to take myself so seriously today, because I want everybody to look at me like the boss, hustling, driven, motivated business owner that I am.
Yes, absolutely. And I think too that doing this 30 days is going to be huge, because one part of confidence that really comes for me is me showing up every single day. Like, even as I've been doing this 4 years and I've been going live like nonstop, but if I go like 2 weeks without going live, the next time I do it, I'm kind of nervous again, right? So that confidence comes from showing up consistently every single day, and people will believe in you more when you're more consistent, because you're somebody that looks dependable, right? Okay, so this is something new. This is out of my comfort zone, of course, but if you can right now, I want you to turn on your camera. So everybody turn on your camera. Hey, Barbie. Oh, I love that, T-Betty. Okay, turn on your camera. This is Alyssa's idea, but I really like it, and I've seen a lot of other teams do this. So, okay, here's what we do. How many seconds is Alyssa? Because my face is already feeling flushed just thinking about this.
Let's just do like 10, 15 seconds, and then I'll do like the last part.
Okay, so it's like 20 seconds, and everybody is supposed to dance, okay? So, like, even if you're comfy, yes, you do. You have to do it. I see y'all saying no. You have to do it for 20 seconds at least. That's what we're going to do. 20 seconds, everybody has to dance, and it would be better if everyone does it, because I don't need anybody looking at me, okay? So I'm going to just be over here, and I'm telling you, we watched a video. It looks like a good idea. So I just picked a random song on Apple Music, but everybody better dance. Raise your hand if you're dancing. I want to see all hands up. Okay, here we go. I literally hate myself.
Ladies, leave your man at home. The club is full of ballers and they pockets full grown. And all you fellas, leave your girl with her friends. Cause it's 11:30 and the club is jumping, jumping. Always say you got a girl, yeah, sure you got a man, but the party ain't gonna stop, so let's take it high. Last week and you stayed at home alone and lonely. Couldn't find your man, he was chilling with his homies. This week and you going out. Try to stop you, you going off. Head done, nails done,
Oh my god, I love you guys. Y'all kill me. Y'all are killing it. Okay, Alyssa, your turn.
Okay, so for the last part, go ahead and keep your cameras on. So you can go ahead and mute yourself if you're unmuted. But what I want you guys to do is say, God, thank you for making me whatever rank you're going for. So on the count of 3, let's all shout it out. So 1, 2, 3, God, thank you so much for making me double diamond.
God, thank you so much for making me double diamond.
Woo!
Woo! Okay.
All right, you guys. Thank y'all. Oh, am I muted? Oh, no. All right, you guys. Thank y'all so much for showing up tonight. I'm super excited. I think that the book, the 30 days, I think it's all going to be really awesome and exciting. So stay tuned to the team page. I'll post all the details there, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.